Joseph. Now we deal with Moses. All right. So this is Showtime. All right. The greatest rescue on the planet Earth is about to take place in history. So we about to move into this rescue, right? That Yahweh is going to provide for the children of Yasharallah. All right. Now, Exodus chapter 4, verse 18 through 31 is going to be the Aliyah. I remember that the next new moon is sunset to sunset of January 5th to January 6th. And that the next new moon, the next Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, is April 18th to April 19th, sunset to sunset. That's the first day. And the last day of the Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, is going to be April 24th to April 25th. All right. Hallelujah. So those are holy days that we have to look forward to commemorate Yahweh bringing us out of captivity from Egypt that we're reading about right now. All right. Our ancestors, our fathers were in Northeast Africa, in Egypt. And right now we are we're seeing Yahweh is talking to Moses about being a deliverer. So Yahweh used the man to bring salvation to the children of Israel. Yahweh used a man to bring salvation and deliverance to the children of Israel. So we see that it's for a man to use for such a high purpose. Now, of course, we know that Yahweh is the one that's really controlling everything behind the scenes, but we know that he's using Moses to get these things done, giving Moses that privilege, that honor. All right. So once again, we know that the people that came to the Americas, the original people of the Americas, the indigenous people, are the part of the Israelites, 12 tribes of Israel. And we know that the people that came here in captivity, people that came here in slavery, the people that went to Turkey, right? People that went to India, people that went to Pakistan and Georgia, Russia, the people that went to Sri Lanka in slavery, on slave ships. Those are the Israelites that the Bible talks about. All right. So Pascal Dodamani, Prince Israel, Yatna, and Benito, welcome in the name of Yahweh. So we're going to just read through this so we can get to understanding. Not difficult. Okay. And it says, Moses went and returned to Jethro, his father-in-law, and he said to him, let me go now and return to my brothers who are in Egypt, and let me see whether they are still alive. So Jethro said to Moses, go in peace. And Yahweh spake to Moses in Midian, go, return to Egypt, for all the people who sought your life have died. So Moses took his wife and his sons, mounted them upon the donkey, and returned to the land of Egypt. And Moses took the staff of Aliyah in his hand. And Yahweh said to Moses, when you go to return to Egypt, see all the signs that I have placed in your hand, and perform them before Pharaoh. But I will strengthen his heart, and he will not send out the people. And you shall say to Pharaoh, so said Yahweh, my firstborn son is Israel. So I say to you, send out my son. so that he will worship me. But if you refuse to send him out, behold, I am going to slay your firstborn son. Now he was on the way in an inn that Yahweh met him and sought to put him to death. So Zipporah took a sharp stone and severed her son's foreskin and cast it before his feet, cast it to his feet. And she said, you are a bridegroom of blood to me. So he released him. Then she said, a bridegroom of blood concerning the circumcision. Yahweh said to Aaron, go toward Moses to the desert. So he went and met him on the mount of Aliyah, and he kissed him. And Moses and Aaron told all the words of Yahweh with which he had sent him, and all the signs that he had commanded him. So Moses told Aaron. So Moses and Aaron went, and they assembled all the elders of the children of Yasharallah. And Aaron spoke all the words that Yahweh had spoken to Moshe, and they performed the signs before the eyes of the people. And the people believed, and they heard that Yahweh had remembered the children of Yasharallah, and that he saw their affliction. And they kneeled and prostrated themselves. Okay. So now Moses understands through the power of Yahweh that he has to go and do the work that Yahweh has called him to do, which is to be the deliverer, the savior, the leader, to bring the children of Israel out of the slavery and bondage that they're in. So he tells his father-in-law, let me go into Egypt to see what's going on with my people. Doesn't give him the full story, gives him part of the story. All right. So now Moses has been told that everybody that was part of his demise, trying to kill him, that were looking for him to take his life, everybody's dead now. Moses gets his family, his son, his wives, his sons and his wife, right? And they start their he returned to the land of Egypt. All right. So they're going to the land of Egypt toward that direction now. Ultimately, he ended up returning to Egypt, but they're on a trek now. All right. So now Yahweh reminds him, don't forget the signs, the 3 signs that I gave you. Okay, don't forget the 3 signs that I gave you. All right. The sign of the staff turning into a snake and back into a staff again. The sign of the leprosy on your hand turning white as snow. Okay, white as snow, shalag. And then the 3rd sign, which was taking water from the river Nile and pouring it onto the earth, and that water changing into blood. All right. So he says, show these signs to everybody. Tell Pharaoh that Israel, Yasharallah, is my firstborn, my Bakar, meaning that Israel is the first nation that Yahweh recognized and said, these people are my people. This is my son. All right. Israel is my son. Even though he had maybe chosen with other, he had other nations that he created before Israel. He created Egypt was a great nation before Israel, powerful nation. All right, Ishmael, Midian. But Yahweh said it all starts here. Just like how Abraham had babies with, women, and he had one son that we're told about with Hagar, which was Ishmael, and Ishmael was older. We also know that Esau was older. All right. So now Yahweh is saying Israel isn't the Israel is my firstborn son. This is the son that I'm claiming as my firstborn. Then he's going to get the inheritance, which is the earth, the rulership, and the power and the responsibility over the earth. So Yahweh, all right, has a message for Pharaoh that if he doesn't listen, the Most High is going to take the life of his firstborn. And of course, at the end, all right, Moses hadn't circumcised his son yet. So his wife, Zipporah, stepped up and circumcised him according to the text that we see right here. Now, there's some other texts that may have some variation to what happened in verses 24 to 26. Now, Ashara asked me a question the other day. Well, how did Aaron know to go meet his brother? Well, answer is right here in 27. The Most High Power himself gave Aaron that message. Go toward Moses in the desert. All right. So the Most High leading and directing and giving him directions, instructions on what to do. All right. So then Moses rehearsed everything to Aaron. So let Aaron know the Most High has commanded me to do X, Y, and Z. Moreover, you are the one that's going to have to speak on my behalf. And I'm going to talk the words to you that Yahweh tells me to talk. So you be like my prophet, and I'm going to be like, Aliyah, like a God. All right. So they went, and the people had tribes set up. And with the tribe set up, you had the people that responsible for other people that were up under them. All right. And at the top of this line of responsibility is what we would call elders. What we call elders. All right. We really don't have a model of this for the people that are in America, but let's say it's kind of like the matriarchal system. This is patriarchal system we're reading about, meaning it's male dominated in leadership. But a lot of us that have families from down south remember the time that we had our grandmothers or our grandmothers' sisters, and they would get together and make decisions because a lot of their husbands, for some odd reason, died off before the wives. So the women, the older women in the family would get together and make different decisions. Are we going to sell this land? We're going to buy this land. All right. Well, you shouldn't marry this girl because her people is so and so and so. And you got to do like the elders said to do. And that's kind of gone in American society. All right. But when you go into, Caucasus Mountain society, when you go into African society, when you go into society in India, right? We go into society of groups in South Central America, indigenous groups, even in areas of Jamaica and Haiti, the word of the elders is binding. So we see Moses and Aaron going to the people that have the binding authority, the binding decisions in the community, which are the elders. And that's why it was so important for the European man in America to introduce prostitution. The Tuskegee experiment by shooting up Israelite men with syphilis. That's why it was so important to introduce the abortion clinics. That's why it was so important to introduce drugs and guns into the areas where the children of Israel were living at. All right. So they could weaken out the elders. And when they weaken out the elders, the children aren't going to take any responsibility for what they're doing and saying. They have no oversight. So Moses and Aaron go and get the elders of Israel first. They assemble the elders first, and this is the same. You have to look at the the model that we see in the book of Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. When it says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together. But it's two separate gatherings under two separate grammatical structures of the word that tells us that the first gathering is, of a group of people, and then these group of people go out and gather again. So the elders or the leaders, if you will, are going to be gathered first. And then they have to go out and gather the other people. That's what just happened. We saw Moses and Aaron going to talk to the heads, the elders, the Quanyim of Yasharallah, of Banya Yasharallah. And then after that, what do we see? After the elders of Banya Yasharallah, have heard the word, what happened? They speak the words and they show everybody the signs. And once they show the signs that Yahweh is dealing with them by these miracles that he's given them the power, the ability to do, the people believe. The people believe, and now they understand that Yahweh is about to deliver them from their affliction. All right. And remember, this same thing is going to happen in America, which is modern day Egypt. And I firmly believe, I'm persuaded in my spirit that the Haitians, which is the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Aliyah that's living in Haiti today, or that's scattered throughout the four corners of the earth today, I'm persuaded that they are going to be instrumental in the deliverance of the 12 tribes of Israel from the different places across the world. I'm thoroughly convinced of that because there's never been a time in history when Yahweh has allowed monumental and great, marvelous things to happen in terms of the liberation of our people that did not include the tribe of Levi. I always say this to people. That's why it's so important for you Levites out there to learn this Torah and to teach this Torah, to learn it for real in the Hebrew. Learn it and read it for real, okay? Because we got the Haitian Revolution, Toussaint Louverture and Jean-Jacques Dessalines, and then you got Boukman, which came there from Jamaica, and then you also have Moses right here, starts it off. Family of Levi, he starts it off. He starts off the liberation from Egypt, and if he was alive, Moses will be called a Haitian. Okay, he'll be called a Haitian. And of course, we have Ezra, which was a Levite when we came up out of Babylon. Okay, and then of course we have the Maccabees, which were from the tribe of Levi that fought against the Greeks. And then we have Josephus, all right, Josephus, son of Matthew, Josephus ben Mattathiah, all right, who was the general in the war from Galilee that fought against what? That fought against the Romans. So you have all these Levites throughout history, man, that have been instrumental in fighting for the children of Israel and their freedom. Now, then you have Judah. Scripture says Judah's like an old lion. Who is going to rouse him up? Well, who is going to push him forward to be like that lion again and be the leader of the people? Well, Levi going to have to do it. Levi probably going to have to do it. All right. So that's the answer to the question from what I see in the scriptures. All right. So this is all about, Moses. All right. We have showtime. Moses starts everything off. Yahweh's about to show his power now. And that's what everybody's waiting for. And that's why everybody's arguing. Everybody has different beliefs, different doctrines that they follow. And that's understandable. Why? Because we're all coming from darkness after we got conquered and enslaved. So now we're getting to a point where we're going to start to understand based on his Torah. All right. But right now, Yahweh is saying, you know what? I'm going to bring the children of Israel up. So now it's what? It's showtime now. And now we see Moses' task being sealed with, the token, the covenant, which is going to be circumcision. So then Yahweh sends Moses' big brother, puts the spirit on Aaron. Now this time Moses, he's not really called a priest. He's a Levite, but all Levites weren't priests. Moses, was actually kind of, at this point, he's kind of between priest and king. All right, because he didn't offer up the sacrifices and offerings. His brother got charged with doing that. Okay. But Moses was speaking directly to Yahweh. All right. So every prophet is not a Levite, and every prophet is not a priest, and every priest is not a prophet, and every Levite is not a priest. All right. And once again, those Levites today are the brothers and sisters in Haiti. This whole book is about Levi confronting the powers that be, saying, "Nah, you're not gonna get away with this. Most High is going to jack you up." Right? The Most High is a killer. That's what you have to understand about the God of the Bible. All right? The Most High is a killer. He kills and he makes alive. He's a killer. He's not soft-spoken, jumping through the tulips, all right, with his feet in the springs, chilling out, all right, with bumblebees landing on his nose, licking honey off of his finger. He's a killer. He's a man of war. You don't even have a concept of the Most High. That's how powerful and unimaginable and almighty, omnipotent he is. But he's merciful also. So let's not take his mercy, for granted and just keep doing sin deliberately, and on purpose. We can't do that. All right, so that's pretty much the summary of the Torah portion. All right, it was very direct, very straightforward. The 6th-day Aliyah of Parashah Shemot of Exodus, or Shemot, chapter 4, verses 18 through 31. Showtime. It's time to get this party started. It's time to liberate the children of Israel, do some miracles in Israel. Do some miracles in the land of Egypt, and it's time to do some killing. Most High gonna do a lot of killing in the chapters coming up. A lot of killing, a lot of diseases. All right, a lot of bad things are going to be happening, under his orders. Right, so let's get the show on the road. Now blood is going to flow, but before all of that happened, the Most High had to bring his big brother, all right, Aaron, to set it off. All right, so Aaron was with him from the beginning, sharing in that labor. That's pretty much it for today. Could go on into various other topics or peripheral topics, but kind of stay right here. But I will challenge you to do this. Look at the 7 pillars of wisdom and see what pillars of wisdom you can extract from the verses. Okay, from the verses. What's the instruction that you see? What's the understanding? What's the discretion? Right? What is the action that we have to perform according to how we look at the different verses? And then also remember that when you are looking at wisdom itself, which are the different proverbs, you have to look at wisdom and the proverbs and then run those proverbs through the 7 pillars of wisdom also. All right, so that's about it. The next new moon is sunset to sunset from January 5th to January 6th. And the next Passover Feast of Unleavened Bread is 7 days. The first day is going to be April 18th to April 19th, sunset to sunset. And the last day is going to be April 24th to April 25th, sunset to sunset. All right, may Yahweh be with you and bless you and guide you. In the name of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, Shalom Lekam.